David Swan, thank you so much for that reporting. Joining me now, James Trusty, former Department of Justice prosecutor. Jim, where does this go and how high in your estimation?
Yeah, there's really no obvious limit. I mean, it's very interesting stuff. There's a very routine pleading that was filed by John Durham. It's got this kind of blockbuster paragraph in it. It's referring to this technology, this data mining that's called domain name system analysis. It is a very thin connection. Really, between computers, it doesn't even identify people. It doesn't give you the substance or the context. And the point of the pleading was to say, hey, this domain name system analysis is not really enough for Sussman to go to the FBI and claim there's a smoking gun connecting Trump to Russia. So that part of it is by itself not exactly the kind of substantive spying that we're hearing people talk about it being. But there's a real interesting line in there that says, Dagan, the White House had a special arrangement with Executive Tech One to obtain this information. So, there's more questions than answers from this recent pleading, but it sure looks like Durham is taking a microscope to the Hillary Rodham Clinton campaign. He's working backwards from the Russian dossier and from this tech abuse and looking to see who authorized it, which could go all the way up to the top.
Well, this is part of the web of lies that the Clinton campaign was peddling. Well, not just the Clinton campaign, it was also the media and you name it. But that a computer, this is from the Clinton campaign, a computer server that was operated by Trump's company was secretly communicating with a Russian firm. So here is the tweet, which could get Clinton and her cronies, Jake Sullivan, in trouble. This was then presidential candidate Hillary Clinton just days before the 2016 election, touting the now debunked information that Donald Trump was using a covert server linked to a Russian-based bank. And she also shared the statement from her campaign's senior policy advisor, Jake Sullivan, who now serves as President Biden's White House national security advisor, in which he states in the tweet that she retweeted, this could be the most direct link yet between Donald Trump and Moscow. This secret hotline may be the key to unlocking the mystery of Trump's ties to Russia. This is damning.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Dagan, if the evidence is going to show, and it might be through talking to lawyers that have been connected to the campaign, it might be through emails or other types of communications. If the evidence ends up showing that Hillary fully knew and authorized this whole disinformation campaign at Trump's expense, then that statement, which is clearly untrue as the evidence stands at this point, that there was this Russian link, that's going to be exhibit one, for John Durham to say not only did she know it was false, but she peddled the same lie that Sussman peddled to the FBI. They were acting together to collude to destroy the Trump campaign. And remember, John Brennan is on record as having warned the Obama White House that Hillary was about to come up with a false Russian collusion narrative to help her on the email problems that she was facing. So all that stuff is in play for John Durham. It's going to be really interesting to see if he can flip people, if he's got communications, and also what kind of charges would come from that, because not all that is wrong is necessarily criminal. So there's a lot of stuff that's still an open question about this probe.
It also strains credulity that the CIA and FBI were duped by Clinton campaign attorney Mark Elias. Or it's scary if they were duped and scary if they weren't duped, if you feel me.
Yeah, no, I do. And look, I mean, I don't think the FBI, again, the political leadership of the FBI, I should say, is really out of harm's way. That's part of the equation too. They can't really be viewed as victims if they were happily lapping up false information and using it as a basis to get FISA warrants. So I think if you're Jim Comey, McCabe, Strzok, Page, you're not celebrating any of this stuff coming out of John Durham. He may be looking heavily at the Clinton campaign, but that doesn't mean he's not looking at FBI leadership for their conduct too.